Like 2 o'clock, I got the motivation to like go outside and stuff. But outside is kind of hard when you have no money. It's like you can't buy any ice cream because you have no money, and you can't go shopping because you have no money. When you're not like working, you start to realize how money is like really important.
You may be wondering, what the heck is this? Well, that is Odd Todd, a character a guy by the name of Todd Rosenberg created when he lost his job in the .com world. Todd decided to put his spare time to use and found a very creative way to do that while making a little pocket money. He'll be here in just a minute to explain his cartoon character and why the IRS is knocking on his door.
Being an unemployed .comer is not so funny these days, but for Todd Rosenberg, the experience has been, well, hilarious. Without a job, not much money, and no prospects for either, he's created a cartoon on the web just for fun. And it's about the life of, what else, a laid-off slacker, and it's developed quite a following.
So I woke up on the late side because I can't seem to sleep at night anymore for a variety of reasons. When I finally got out of bed, I stared at the wall for a while and drank some coffee and stared at the wall. Then I went on my computer and looked at stuff and like typed stuff for breakfast or whatever. I ate some fudge stripe cookies and Pringles. Then I relaxed and watched some TV for a little while. Around noon, I decided to try and figure out what the hell I'm gonna do about this whole no work, no money situation. I thought about trying to like figure out some kind of scam to make some quick money, but I couldn't really think of anything good. Then I thought about how I should really like do some volunteer work, you know, and like help out with the community. And the fact that I seriously considered volunteering made me feel better about not volunteering.
Todd Rosenberg is the creator of oddtodd.com. Todd, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm glad to know your voice is not exactly, you put on that voice.
That
you
is
do
my
that
voice. Yes, that's the only other voice I have.
It's a very funny voice. You do a good job with it. Well, let me tell you, let's tell everybody, you were once a director of business development at an online entertainment site.
Yep.
Last June, in a company-wide layoff, you lost your job and you had a little too much time on your hands.
I had a lot of too much time on my hands. Basically, I decided to take the summer off and then get back to looking for a job in September. And over that period of time, I just learned Flash animation and started playing around, and this is what's come of it.
What made you do something funny with what your real life circumstance, which is really not so funny, really?
Right. Well, I've always kind of been a cartoonist behind the scenes. I've had sales jobs and things along those lines, and I just kind of started doing. Originally, it was going to be a 1-minute rant of an unemployed guy, and it just lent itself to animation and put 2 and 2 together, and that was it. 2
and 2 together, you apparently hit a nerve because without any publicity, you got something like, what, up to 1 million hits?
Yeah, it's over 1 million.
Over 1 million?
Yeah.
Hits on your website.
And it's been just people forwarding it from one person to another, people who are laid off, people within companies, and it's just floated around.
A lot of .comers, you think?
I think a lot, yeah.
And it really says something that, do you feel like it basically is that people needed someplace to go to kind of vent and connect?
I think for a while, the whole laid off experience has been something that's been kind of negative in a lot of ways. I mean, besides the fact you lose your job is negative, but it's just something it's a positive site. It's a funny approach to it, and luckily, because I don't have a mortgage and I don't have children and responsibilities, I could take a lighthearted approach to it. So I think people appreciate that it's just a fun site.
Okay, well, let's give people another example of the fun site. Let's take a look.
Finally, around like 2 o'clock, I got the motivation to like go outside and stuff. But outside is kind of hard when you have no money. It's like you can't buy any ice cream because you have no money, and you can't go shopping because you have no money. When you're not like working, you start to realize how money is like really important and stuff. So I put myself on a tight budget to make sure I save money for the essentials. After I got home, I was kind of tired, so I decided to take like a 20-minute power nap. But it like ran kind of long. After I got up, I watched SpongeBob on Nick. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? And ate dinner. After dinner, I headed out to like a bar to try and like pick up a chick or something. But I found out that having a beer gut and balding and being unemployed really says something about a guy.
But this got you in trouble because you've created a virtual tip jar on your website. The IRS got a hold of this, could figure it out.
Actually, the Department of Labor.
Department of Labor, and they said, look, it's illegal to basically collect unemployment and earn a living at the same time.
Yeah, that was basically their take on things, and I was like, well, it's just donations. It's just $1 here and there, but if you're collecting unemployment, you're not supposed to be making money at the same time.
So what's going to have to happen?
Most likely, I'm going to have to pay back between $2,000 and $3,000 to them of unemployment checks.
Meantime, your unemployment has run out now, right?
It's
Is that right?
completely run out.
So now you're living off the tip jar.
Living off the tip jar, and I sell T-shirts and coffee mugs and things like that. But the site is basically how I'm paying my rent right now. And Department of Labor, I mean, I think they're being relatively fair. I mean, you're not supposed to be doing this. The circumstances are what makes it.
So this is the bottom line for people who love this site or who are now rooting for you, given what they've now learned about you. Yeah. Will Todd, who basically is you, ever get a real girlfriend, a real job, a balanced meal?
I've seemed to put myself in a position where if I actually get a job, it ends this career. So I have this sort of catch-22. So I'm just going to have to feel it out and see how things go. Keep the site going. No matter what, I will always keep the site going in one way or another.
It's all good.
It's all good.
All right, Todd Rosenberg.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. A pleasure to meet you. All right.